Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Bolo, bolo Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Vishnupad Paramahamsa Privakacharya Sarasi Srimad His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Srila Thakur Bhakti Vinoda Ki Jai. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, Adhik Mas Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So you're the best people in the whole temple, because you want to hear Bhagavad-Gita. So, please repeat after me. Today's verse, what verse is it? 12. Okay. Please repeat. Tasya. Very vigorously, loudly. Then you won't feel the heat. Tasya. Sanjanayan. Hasham. Kuruvrida. Pitamaha. Simhanadam. Vinanochai. Sankyam Dadmo Pratapavan Tasya Sanjanayan Hashan Kuruvrida Pitamaha Simhanadam Vinadyochai Sankyam Dadmo Pratapavan Tasya Sanjayanan Hashan Kuruvrida Pitamaha Simhanadam Vinadyochai Sankyam Dadmo Pratapavan. That's right. Have somebody want to repeat? Is there a? Yes. Oh, okay. Can you see? Put your glasses. Go on. Sorry. Start again. Tasya. Good. Okay. All right. Next one. Tasya Sanjanayam Hashan. No, you lead. You lead. Now do the second line, and we follow you. Go on. Second line. Kuru. Kuru Vrida Pitamaha Simhanadam Vinadyochai Sankyam Dadmo Pratapavan. Okay, word for word. Tasya, his. Sandayan, increasing. Harsham, cheerfulness. Kuruvrida, the grandsire of the Kuru dynasty. Bhisma, Pitamaha, the grandfather. Simanadam, roaring sound, like that of a lion. Vinadya, vibrating. Uchai, very loudly. Sankyam, conch shell. Dadmau, blue. Pratapavan, the valiant. Translation, Srila Prabhupada. Then Bhisma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a roar like the sound of a lion, giving Duryodhana joy. Please repeat. Then Bhisma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like the roar of a lion, giving Duryodhana joy. Okay, purport Srila Prabhupada. The grandsire of the Kuru dynasty could understand the inner meaning of the heart of his grandson Duryodhana, and out of his natural compassion for him, he tried to cheer him up by blowing his conch shell very loudly, befitting his position as a lion. Indirectly, by symbolism of the conch shell, he informed his depressed grandson Duryodhana that he had no chance of victory in the battle because the Supreme Lord Krishna was on the other side. But still, it was his duty to conduct the fight, and no pains would be spared in that connection. Please. So, Mukam Karochi Vachalam Pangam Laite Girim Yad Kripa Tamam Bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Tasha Sanja Nayan Hasham Kuru Vridha Pitamaha Simhanadam Vinad Yochai Sankyam Dhadmo Pratapavan. Then Bhisma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, drew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like the roar of a lion, giving Duryodhana joy. Chakradhari, give me some water so I can roar like a lion during the class. That's a good idea. I think in the heat everyone is slowing down. Correct? Never mind. So, this is the beginning of the Bhagavad-Gita, the song of Krishna. And this section, observing the armies, it's setting the scene for the great battle. So, it's very interesting because this is the beginning of Kali Yuga, when Kali Yuga starts when Krishna leaves. And this is about 25 years after before Krishna leaves. So at this point, Krishna is about, according to Earth time, about 100 years old. And of course, Krishna is Navayovanam, ever young, ever fresh. In this material world, everything degrades by the influence of time. But Krishna, the transcendental abode, there is no mundane time. There is no mundane space. We are confined by time and space in this world, but in the spiritual world, time and space are servants of Leela. Try to understand that. Time is a servant. Just like we have the Ras Leela. The Ras Leela, explained in the Bhagavatam, continued by Krishna's desire for the night time of Lord Brahma. But according to Earth calendar, it was just one night time. And Krishna and his devotees, they danced ecstatically, enjoying bhakti ras without fatigue. So, this is something for us to contemplate. Here we are controlled by space and time, and we take this as normal existence. In this room, maybe 2,000 people can squeeze. But actually, in Krishna Loka, everyone can sit next to Krishna and talk with Krishna simultaneously. That is Bhajan Rahasya. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, our Paramparam Guru, he wrote one book, Bhajan Rahasya. So bhajan means worship, of course. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada, Sevanam, etc. But Rahasya, what is the secret? Everyone wants to know the secret, all right? If I tell you I have a secret, you will tell me the secret. So what is the secret of bhajan, Krishna bhajan? The secret is that if you perform bhajan correctly, develop Krishna prem, Krishna will become your companion. He will become your companion in all circumstances. Because that is the function of the soul. In the Vishnu Prakta Paraveda, there are 3 emanations from Krishna, categories. Within those 3, there are great variety. Krishna explains, Aham sarvasya prabhavo, matak sarvam pravatade. From me, everything emanates. So the 3 categories are the Achit Shakti, the Chit Shakti, and the Tatastha Shakti. The Chit Shakti is the internal potency. It is the consciousness of Krishna. So the spiritual world and all the devotees there, they are within the Chit, the consciousness of Krishna. They are within Krishna's consciousness. Now just consider that. How intimate can you become? You become inside people's consciousness. We often inquire from the wife or the husband, whatever, what are you thinking? But in the spiritual world, Krishna is reciprocating with his devotees through bhakti ras, through their spiritual form, with those living entities. And that is his desire. Now Krishna is unlimited, so there are unlimited Tatastha Shakti. Tata means line, sta means situated. So there is the Chit Shakti, the direct consciousness of Krishna. Analogously, the material energy is the external energy. You will always find it described in that way. External to what? Krishna's consciousness. Because within Krishna's consciousness, there is only prem bhav. There is only ecstatic reciprocation. Primarily Radharani and all the devotees that are sheltered under Srimati Radharani's lotus feet, under her direction. She is Bhakti Devi. So she engages all the devotees in the way, and Krishna reciprocates with them in great joy. That is the function of the living entity. So Tatastha means you're situated on the line. Just between this page and this page, there's a tata. Now, there's no such thing as the tata. Your eyes are in one page or the other. So the living entity, by the exertion of his will, his consciousness will follow the exertion of his will. He is fit for the spiritual world or fit for the material world. In the material world, the living entity, by exertion of his free will, no, I will serve myself in this energy. I will become magnificent and wonderful. But I will lose the association of Sri Krishna. I will not have prem bhav in my heart. What will I have? Kunta, anxiety. Because Kunta means, Vaikuntha is the transcendental realm. So the transcendental realm is named as Vaikuntha. This is Kunta realm. Everyone is in anxiety. And if you go on the internet or buy a newspaper, if they still print newspapers nowadays, you will see that everyone is in anxiety about land, possession, power, attachment. And everyone is suffering from that. So the suffering is meant to make us fatigued with this vain endeavor to enjoy the material energy. Sometimes people say like that, why has Krishna made the energy so miserable? It is not miserable, it is corrective. It is meant to make you understand that this material energy is unsatisfactory. Therefore, I should use my intelligence to follow the sampradaya. The sampradaya comes with the Vedas, the Shruti and the Smriti. Shruti means the original Vedas, the Smriti means the explanation, the Puranas and so forth. They are the directions which gives understanding to the Veda. But Mahajena Gatasva Pantha, to understand the Vedas properly, we should take shelter of the Mahajan, the great devotee who has realized Krishna. So there are three devotees, three levels of devotees, categories. There is the non-devotee, Duryodhana. He's still trying to control and enjoy. In this case, he's trying to control Bharatvash, but he's not going to enjoy. It's only going to buy him stress. And we see here in this verse, and it is there hinted at by Prabhupada in the purport, that he's nervous. He has rejected from the Tata the attempt. Well, actually, Duryodhana is an expansion of Kali Yuga, so it is a special category. He's not in the condition of an ordinary spirit soul. But he's rejecting, the ordinary spirit soul rejects his Swarup. Jivera Swarupoi Krishnera Nityadas. The Swarup. There are 4 constitutional qualities of the Jiva. One is that he is Krishna Das. But he rejects that for self-service. We have to remain servant. When people say, oh, in the spiritual world, we are all servants of the Supreme, people, servant? Servant in this world? In this world, if you serve somebody, particularly materialistic people, demoniac, Rakshasa, Asura, you will be exploited. That is the nature of this world. The Rakshasa will take position and he will exploit his praja. But in the spiritual world, who is the biggest servant? We can say Radharani, but where has she got? She's the emanation of Krishna. Krishna is the servant. Krishna is the servant of his creation. But he serves with love and generosity. Whereas in this world, we serve with the sense of exploitation. I have 100 workers in my factory, and they produce 50 lakhs of material per day, and I only pay them 1 lakh total. We exploit. We don't think, oh, they are making so much money for me, I will give them such big salary. No. We calculate how little I can give. The government thinks how much tax I can take. Maybe I can get 1% more this year. This is the land of exploitation. Why? Because everyone has left the spiritual platform and is full of the endeavor to control Ishvara and Hambogi, the material energy. So everyone is in that format. So everyone is in competition. Just like we see now. One piece of land is there. One group of Asura want to exploit it in this way. Another group of Asura want to exploit it in their way. Now here's another piece of land, and one group of Asura want to control it, and another group of Asura want to control it. So believe me, especially when you reach your mature years, you realize that war, quarrel, hypocrisy is permanent feature, particularly of Kali Yuga. So we see here, at the end of Dwapara Yuga, the conflict. But what is the ultimate conflict within the material world? It is between the theistic people, those that accept, I want to reciprocate with Krishna in my Swarup, in my loving position, or I want to exploit the material energy. These are the atheistic class, and this is the theistic class. So we have that choice. Now, in the material world, people choose to exploit. But in their heart, who is in their heart? Paramatma. Krishna has 3 expansions. Krishna is 2, Bhagavan. Yes, Krishna is Bhagavan, but he expands into the material energy as Paramatma. And then he expands his Brahmajyoti eternally. So we are meant to listen to Krishna within the heart in the period of sadhana. When we become perfect in sadhana, when Prem Bhav is there, we will reciprocate directly with Krishna. But Duryodhana here, in this section of the Gita and Prabhupada's purports, there is implication that Duryodhana is far from confident. Why is that? Because we are spirit soul. Duryodhana is spirit soul. and we have Krishna within the heart. So Krishna, even though we've come to the material world to become independent of Krishna and pursue our own agenda in the material energy, Krishna has accompanied us. Because what? Matak smriti panam apohanam cha. Everything is reliant upon the Supreme Lord. Sutrit mani gana iva. Everything is resting upon the Supreme Lord, just as pearls, neck beads, they rest upon the thread. So living entities, the material energy, spiritual energy, is all resting upon the Supreme Lord. So even though the living entity comes to this material world in a vain attempt, vain can be said also a proud attempt, Duryodhana, proud, that is the quality of the Asura, a proud attempt, but vainglorious. Vainglorious means foolish activity. The living entity is never happy in the material world because he's a spiritual being. He's meant to reside within the consciousness, the Chit Shakti of Krishna, and he's meant to create loving reciprocation eternally with the Supreme Lord. But Duryodhana, no. But even if we think, oh, I'll go to the material world, we are not independent of Krishna in any way. Because nothing can exist without resting upon Krishna. Something to consider. This is a big building, so many parts, but every atom and molecule, every physical law, it's all resting on the Supreme Lord. So the living entity is accompanied by Krishna into the material energy with Paramatma, the Supreme Soul. And that is the source of conscience. We find that, right? In this material world, we have a conscience. Don't do that. It's harmful. Do that. It's helpful. Your good deeds will find you out. Your bad deeds will also find you out. Do good. So we know that intuitively. We call that intuition. What does it mean? Internal tuition. Who from? Tuition means teacher. Of course, we have artificial intelligence now, but artificial intelligence means not intelligent. So I'll tell you something very funny. I saw last night. Artificial intelligence, AI. So in Atlanta, they have many cul-de-sacs, and they also have driverless taxis. So these driverless taxis, they tour trying to pick up a customer. I don't know how you speak to a driverless taxi or wave to one, but they go down cul-de-sacs. They go down one-way roads. And at the bottom of the road, there's a little roundabout so the people can drive out. So these artificially intelligent, but really stupid, we should change AI to really stupid, RS instead of AI. They go down these one-way cul-de-sacs and they start driving around in a circle. And then sometimes they go berserk in the town center and crash into one another. So if you go to Atlanta, do not get a driverless taxi. My advice. So a computer cannot make intelligent decisions. It can only respond to its conditioning. So the living entity in the material world is responding to its conditioning. Why? Because in its material body, we have the sense of tongue. It wants sweet things. The ear wants to hear nice sounds. The skin wants to touch nice things. The souls are looking for a mating procedure with the object of enjoyment. But of course, it's not there. But Krishna, to support the existence of the living entity, resides within the heart, and he gives intuition. Even we know that as a child, right? Sometimes a child gets some shock. Don't do that, don't do that. Mummy may say that also, but the child within. So that resides there, that remains there with the demoniac. And that is the companion of the living entity in this material world, Paramatma, and is trying to give some good advice. And he's trying to give a hint to the living entity who is conscious being, and they're able to perceive the nature of the reality within which he finds himself. And Krishna is trying to say, Duryodhana, this is not a good plan. There's a feeling within the heart. Therefore, bank robbers, do they do it in the middle of the day? They do it at night. Oh, nobody will see me. Are they unseen? No, Krishna. They are practicing their sinful activities deliberately against the intuition of Paramatma. The advice of Krishna is, give up attachment to the senses. Give up the objects of the senses. Rather, use your consciousness to focus on adhokshaja. In the material world, we're using our consciousness to focus on the material energy. And that is the lower energy. That is the secondary energy. That is the unconscious energy. So even if we accumulate so much of it, it gives no satisfaction. So Krishna, within the heart, is trying to guide the living entity at all times, but at the same time, not standing before the living entity. Here, Krishna is standing before all the living entities on the battlefield, the atheistic, the theistic, and Duryodhana, even though he has 11 Akshahinis, military division, and Yudhisthira only has 7, there is a feeling within his heart, and this is intuition. This is Krishna. This is within his own consciousness, the perception. This is a very tenuous situation, and Krishna is trying to guide. But still, the quality of the Asura is he's determined to enjoy. So actually, within this material world, this is the division. There is the theistic people and the atheistic people. The theistic people are not trying to exploit the material energy. They are trying to focus upon the Supreme Lord. Therefore, Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita has written, Seva sadhaka rupena siddha rupena chitrahi. The devotional service, the devotees, they should perform bhakti on using 2 accumulations of knowledge. One is sadhaka rupena. That means they should discipline the material senses to perform sadhana bhakti. That means rising in Adhik Mas, following regulative principles, giving up intoxication, meat eating, all these unnecessary things, and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And to accompany that chanting and that foundational lifestyle of purity, one should study the Shastra. But the Shastra, Smriti, it means that explanation, Mahajena Gata Svapanta. So in Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita, he said, yes, you should perform sadhana bhakti. You should discipline your material activities. But then, siddha rupena chatrahi, what does that mean? Seva sadhaka, seva siddha rupena. Siddha rupena means those activities which awaken prema. That is what? Shravanam, Ketanam, Vishnu, Shmaranam, Padasevanam, Achanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. 9 processes. You're all devotees, you know. Shravanam, Ketanam. Right? So those activities should be performed to awaken prema, and the material activities, they should be disciplined, and one should follow sadhana, morning and evening chanting all day if you like, kirtaniya, sada, hari, and particularly in Adhik Mas, if you can chant all day, excellent. But that combination of disciplining the material body with its material senses that want to speculate in the mind, that want to enjoy the sense objects, that is very important. That is Vaidhi. And the other, internally, we want to purify our consciousness so that we're not just getting intuition from Krishna, we're getting direct darshan of Krishna. So everybody should be inspired by that. That if we perform bhajan, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, and we maintain purity by Vaidhi Bhakti, then Krishna will manifest within the heart. So therefore, I say earlier, we must pay attention to Krishna. And then Krishna becomes our companion. Not just the companion of Bali Maharaj. Who is the companion of Bali Maharaj? Famous. Vamanadev, right? And if you look through Bhagavatam, you will find that the devotees, they live in consciousness of Krishna. There is a verse, Yashadeve parabhakti, Yashadeve tatagoro taishya hyata yatha prakashante mahatmana. To he who has implicit faith in the Supreme Lord and the Supreme Lord's devotees, particularly the Mahajan, the qualified guru, then everything becomes revealed. Everything that is in the Vedic literature becomes automatically revealed. Why? Because Krishna, within the consciousness of the living entity, gives understanding. And therefore we find that great Mahajans, they can write the Brahma Samhita, and they can write great commentary. They can translate Gita and write commentary. They can write commentary on the Srimad Bhagavatam effortlessly, just like a flowing river. Why? Because Krishna's in the heart, and he is guiding them what to be written, what to be said. So these things should be our inspiration. That if I learn Vaidhi Bhakti from qualified guru, if I practice Siddharupena, the practices that wake up Prem Bhakti within the heart, within that safe form, just like we build a fort, then we live within it. So our Bhakti, we should build a fort of Vaidhi, rules and regulations of sadhana, things we won't do. And then within that, we should practice Shravanam, Kirtanam. Now, the very important point is that many devotees, they come, they are trained up by temple, and they learn 4 regulative principles, go to Mangalarti, this and that, and do your service. Excellent. But what has to be done is within that is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. That has to be performed. And then very quickly, you will hear Krishna within the heart. You will be able to see what Krishna is guiding me. Oh, Adhik Mas. In Adhik Mas, devotional practices are said to be 1,000 times more fruitful, bhakti-wise. So let me do that. Let me think of something. I met one lady in the shop. She dropped something on the floor. I picked it up. She said, is this Ekadashi? She was looking at some kind of yogurt drink. So I read it, no grain. She told me, for Adhik Mas, she's doing Ekadashi Vrat. And how many rounds are you chanting? And she said, Batish, 32. She's doubling her. So we should understand that. We want to increase our bhakti. We want to put more and more material distractions aside in Purushottam Mas, and we want to exploit. We want to exploit Adhik Mas spiritually. We want to get the result. And the result is that prem bhav. So this is very important. We have to be like Arjuna and Yudhisthira. We have to be on the battlefield. We have to realize that. We're in the material energy. It's 45 degrees on the veranda. But we still have to come to Bhagavad-Gita like you great souls. It's too hot. No, we have to do our duty. We have to be like lions, just like Bhisma is blowing his conch like a lion, like the roar of a lion. Duryodhana is nervous. He's getting intuition. He's getting perception through his consciousness. This is not a good situation. I don't foresee good result. And he's giving all sorts of things. Oh, look, here is Drishtajumna. You trained up Arjuna and you trained all these people and now they're attacking us. He's giving a hint to Bhisma. You've made some fault. But Bhisma, like all mature people, they don't argue the toss. They don't say, no, it's not my fault, it's you, you're the Rakshasa. No, the mature person thinks, let the tittle-tattle, let the pretty prattle, let the conversation go on. I know the truth. I know the facts. Now I have my duty. So I will blow my conch to inspire Duryodhana. But I won't answer his false argumentation. So this is very instructive. We shouldn't, there are many fools and rascals in Kali Yuga. Don't bother, don't get sucked into it. You stick to your combination of Seva Sadhaka Rupena and your Siddha Rupena, fixed. Ekeha Kuranandana. Bahushakas hi anantascha ekeha Kuranandana. The material energy, the materialists, they have bahushakas. They have many branches. I want this, I want that, I want this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But the devotee has Ekeha Kuranandana. I have one goal, and that is to awaken Krishna Prem. So, in that light, I am following my rules of sadhana. I am following the rules of bhakti. So, we have 15 minutes left. Any questions? You're all great sages here in Vrindavan. Any question? So anyway, Duryodhana, he wasn't successful. Because as I say, your good deeds will find you out and your bad deeds will find you out. Your bhakti sukriti will find you out. Yetam mam prapadyante. Duryodhana is reciprocating with Krishna through the material energy. The devotee reciprocates with Krishna through the spiritual energy. The tata goes to one side or the other. We have either are in the secondary energy or we're in the consciousness of Krishna, wherein eternally we realize Krishna eternally. And the more we realize Krishna, the more prem bhav, because Krishna is ecstatic. In the Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami explains that there are stages of bhakti, nishta, but bhava. Bhava, the stage of bhava before prem. Bhava means ecstatic, loving emotion. That is how Krishna is realized. So the devotee attains that through sadhana bhakti. Beyond that, it is bhava bhakti. So now, we are understanding all this by the grace of Srila Prabhupada and his purports. So I entreat you all, yes, you're living pure lifestyle, you're vegetarian, you're offering your prasadam, but practice study of the Smriti. the Smriti. The Smriti is the understanding, the Puranas, so on and so forth, of the original 4 Vedas. And this will give you perception. The fact is, we have Krishna in the heart, but when we're in the immature stage of sadhana bhakti, we're not able to perceive Krishna within the heart. So therefore, Krishna, through the grace of the acharyas, is manifesting as the Smriti Shastra and the commentary of the Mahajyena Gatasvapantha. This should be our study. This should be our revelation. And then eventually we will come to the platform of ecstasy. So in the spiritual world, people are not serving Krishna because they think it's a good idea, because the material world is no good. No. In the spiritual world, as Uddhava saw when he went to see the Brijvasis sent by Krishna with a message, he saw that the devotees there in Vrindavan, from Radharani down, they were in complete ecstasy of remembrance of Krishna. So the devotee is beyond philosophy. Philosophy gives an introduction to transcendence. In the Bhagavad-Gita it said, Savai pumsam para dharmo yato bhaktir adhoksajay ahoitiki apratiyata yatma suprasidati. That the highest dharma, occupational activity for the living entity, is that by which he can pro dharmo yato bhaktir, serve the Supreme Lord, the transcendent adhoksaja. It is specifically, whenever a name of Krishna is mentioned in the Shastra, it is instructive. Krishna is called Adhoksaja because he's transcendental to the material energy. He's not within the purview of the material. He's all pervasive, but he's not directly, we can say, perceivable because of the Maya Shakti. In the transcendental abode, Krishna is fully available through Yoga Maya. And that Yoga Maya engages the ecstasy of Krishna and the devotees. They are not philosophically analyzing relationship with Krishna. They are living in ecstasy, like those gopis dancing with Krishna in the 10th canto in Kartik Mas. They are acting through ecstasy. However, to enter that pool of ecstasy, that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, we should learn the Shastra, and we should go to spiritual master and have our doubts cleared, so that we can perceive Krishna directly. So Adhik Mas is a very good chance. It's very powerful time to do that, to study the Shastra. You're all very intelligent. You're coming to Gita class. Many people are, I'll sleep. No, we're already sleeping in the material energy. We're already in Tamagun. We don't have to cultivate Tamagun. We should cultivate Sattvagun. That means we should contemplate the spiritual energy. What does that mean, the transcendental? That will lead us to the platform of ecstasy. And on that platform of ecstasy, we can reciprocate directly with Krishna. And this is the goal of bhakti. This is the reason for the material energy. This is for the quarrel and hypocrisy, so that we can understand, why am I trying to enjoy that which is not enjoyable? Why am I trying to enjoy that which cannot give me enjoyment? Why am I trying to control that which I cannot control? Can I control the progress of time? Can I control the progress of this body? No. But the materialist thinks, I will become Ishvara. Aham Ishvara. Aham Bhogi, enjoyer. This is the Maya Shakti. So, to counter that, We need sadhu sangha, sava shastra hoy, lava mada sadhu sangha, sava siddhi. We should stay. So it's very good you're coming. We're all under the shelter of Srila Prabhupada. Get a set of Prabhupada's books, Bhakti Vinod's books, the essays of Bhakti Siddhanta. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta said, everything has been written by my father, bodily family father, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, but my spiritual father. There is nothing more for me to write, because he wrote so many bhajans, so many books. Bhajan Rahasya, he revealed that Krishna becomes your eternal companion. So he wrote many brilliant essays and started a plan to spread the chanting of Harinam all over the world. And it's very interesting. I think it was yesterday, yesterday I was in the waiting room of the dentist. Always a nice time. And there's a screen there. And it was one thing after the other. There were different people chanting the name of Radhe, Radhe, and then there was another. So this is what's happening. You know better than me. You live in this world. Now you see the temple. When I first came Vrindavan, 1973, there was nobody in Vrindavan. If you got one car to Loy Bazaar, it was an event. It was a social event. I went to Loy Bazaar to buy a dhoti, and I saw a motor car. It's a little different now. The whole of India is coming to Vrindavan. We have to make some arrangement that they're not all coming on a tom-tom. But we have to make the Dham clean and green and beautiful, because India is waking up. Why? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yes, we have problems. Every ashram, every religion, everybody in the material world have problems. But we have to stay fixed in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, and realizing that by meditating on this sound of Krishna's voice, we will realize adhokshaja. So the second part of that sloka is ahoitiki apratiyata. This is two words we have to remember. In our parodharma, our practice of bhakti dharma, two words only, ahoitiki, causeless. And the other word, apratiyata, unbroken. So what does it mean, causeless? We've heard that, ahoitiki bhakti. It means no material impetus, no inspiration by fruitive desire. I will perform bhakti to get something. No. Ahoitiki bhakti means nadanam na janam na sundarim. I don't want anything from the material energy. I am performing bhakti for the pleasure of my spiritual master, the Sampradaya, Sri Krishna, and all the residents of the Supreme Abode. I have this apple, I am cutting it and offering to Giriraj for his pleasure. His response is his business. My job is to be sevak, sevabhav. So that is ahoitiki bhakti. We should remember that. We should understand this scientifically. That will come in the second chapter of Bhagavatam. But what does it mean, causeless? In this material world, because of conditioned life, we're always thinking, what shall I do to get some enjoyment, to get some profit? But ahoitiki bhakti means I perform it for Krishna's pleasure, in response to the fact that he is Pitamaha, he is the father of the spirit soul. He has created me. So we have a natural reverence to our superiors, maybe not so in Kali Yuga, but a devotee reverences those that are socially superior. But Krishna is the supreme. So we offer everything to Krishna, ahoitaki, through love. The motivation is to give to Krishna. Pratiyata means unbroken. Kirtaniya sadahare. That we shouldn't perform bhakti, or at least we should come to the platform where it is Kirtaniya sadahare. It is 24 hours a day. So this is sadhana bhakti. We have to have that choice with our free will. Our free will has got us into the material energy. Our free will can get us out of the material energy. And that means we have to practice so that our whole life becomes a pratiyata. No distraction from ahoitaki bhakti to adhoksija. And in that way we will realize transcendence. Because there may be so many atheists in Kali Yuga. And they are saying, there is no God. But everybody knows, every devotee knows that there is. Because through ahoitaki bhakti, you realize the transcendence. You realize the factual existence of the spiritual plane. So that is what you are meant for. It is not meant to be just a story in the Gita or a story in the Bhagavatam. It is your goal to realize transcendence. Ahoitaki apratiyata yenatma suprasidati. And then, as we said at the beginning, Duryodhana is feeling anxiety. Everyone in the material world, kuntaloka. But yenatma suprasidati. The material anxiety fades away because Krishna, bhajan rahasya, becomes the companion of the devotee. So we should be inspired thinking that I can achieve. You may not have become top of the class. You may not have made a lot of money on the stock market. You may have lost so many things, so many endeavors you couldn't fulfill. But this you are made to fulfill. You are made to become a Shuddha Bhakti. You are made to live in ahoitaki, a pratiyata bhakti. So the combination of Shravanam and Kirtanam is very potent. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we'll finish on that point. Realize that you have the Shakti. Don't become Duryodhana, become Arjuna, become Yudhisthira. That is your choice. And Krishna will reciprocate accordingly. Any quick questions before Maharaj gives the Hindi class? Okay, we'll finish on that point. Thank you all very much for attendance every Friday. Please come, contemplate these things. Realize you have more Shakti than Duryodhana, because you are under the shelter of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.